Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do a lot of career and personal finance related videos here on my channel. So if that's something of interest to you, then please do subscribe to my channel down below. And be sure to follow me over on my Instagram page as well. It's just Success by Sanjana. Now, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I want to share with you some business mistakes that I have actually made over my time being self-employed. So if you are interested in finding out more, then please keep watching. Also, to make me feel less alone, I would love for you guys to share some of your business mistakes down in the comment section below, just so that I don't feel alone or silly for making these mistakes. If you are new to my channel, my name is Sanjana and I quit my 9-to-5 job working as a bank manager for one of Australia's big 4 banks about 6 months ago to become a full-time content creator and work on my career consulting business to help young professionals land their dream jobs. So if you want to find out more about my mistakes, some of the learnings, or just laugh at my mistakes, then please keep watching. So the first mistake that I want to share with you is don't start a business for the sake of just starting a business. Now, let me tell you a story. This is pre my consulting business days. So I'm not talking about this career consulting business that I started, but prior to that, almost 2.5 years ago, I actually wanted to start a business around selling Indian ethnic wear or party wear, and I wanted to do this with a close friend of mine, and we had actually sat down together and come up with an idea. We were looking into getting manufacturers involved, designers involved, accountants, getting all of that sort of jazz up and running. But let me tell you, that was a business that I was going to start just for the sake of starting, because I felt starting a business was cool. It was a new trend going on at the time. A lot of people were starting side hustles, and I wanted to work on something on the side apart from my 9-to-5 job. So my friend and I looked into this venture, but let me tell you, do I look like the type of person that's really interested in creating a clothing or fashion line? No, that was really not for me. And that too, an ethnic wear line is literally not me. So if that's something that you're doing, please do not start a business for the sake of starting. You need to have a passion behind it. Otherwise, that business is going to soon fail if it hasn't already. So don't do what I did. The second mistake that I made starting my career consulting business is not starting earlier. For a very long time, I had the fear of imposter syndrome, which I know many young entrepreneurs have. It's a fear that I think is very relatable. A lot of people fear that they don't know what they're doing, or they feel like they can't give credible advice around a certain topic. But let me tell you, I went through this, but I've come out the other end. Knowing that imposter syndrome does exist, we may think that we don't know enough to be able to provide a service, provide a product, or talk about something, but there are so many more people that don't know what you know. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. I was told by so many of my friends, like, how do you know so much about, writing a CV? How do you know how to talk about career strategy, career progression? How do you know all of this? And to me, it just seemed like it was second nature. It was something that I lived and breathed, and it was just so normal and natural for me to think about those things, whereas for someone else it's not. So I feel if you've got a certain quality, a certain skill that a lot of people look up to you for, that is your calling. And I feel like you may think that you don't know enough, but trust me, you know more than enough. The fact that people are coming to you for advice is just that tick of approval that you should not have imposter syndrome. Because let me tell you, there may be some people that think like, oh my God, she's just started a business and I can totally write a CV. I can totally just give someone career advice. And that may be true, but there are a lot of people also out there, which are the majority of people, who don't actually know that. So imposter syndrome is just something that I cannot deal with, because a lot of people know about a lot of things out there, and just go for it. Don't delay, because if you keep saying that you're gonna, wait for the right time, let me tell you that right time is never going to come. The next mistake I made was to make sure that everything was perfect before I did launch. I actually quit my job in March this year, and I only launched my business in May. So 2 months later, because I thought the business had to be perfect. I didn't want to launch on just a whim. I wanted to make sure that everything was accurate, everything was looking professional, I had the right content there, and the branding, the imaging was also perfect. So that definitely did hold me back a little bit, but I think if I was to think back about all of the times where I delayed my launch, I think that was just very silly of me, because I essentially wanted things to be perfect. And let me tell you, nothing's really going to be perfect when you launch. There are going to be so many more changes, so many more things that you need to do after your launch, because you're going to receive feedback from people, and you just need to become adaptable. Nothing is going to be a set and forget. You need to adapt all the time. So for you to put out a product that is for now, for this moment, is so much more better for you, because you've actually launched, as compared to someone who hasn't launched, because they're sitting and waiting to see if it's going to be perfect or not. But things are never going to be perfect. You need to adapt to the times and change with the times, and change your business model according to the time. The next mistake that I made from my business was to not get help from other people, and that being specialists. And there was a point where I was doing all of the filming, all of the editing, and I was working on my social media, making sure that all of the posts were up, my career coaching business, and that was all getting very hectic for me. So I had to make sure that I got help, because there's a saying that goes, you need to be working on your business and not in your business, and I wholeheartedly believe in that. So when it came time to launching my business, or just before launching my business, I made it a point to outsource the website design, logos, branding, because all of those things are really not worth my time. There are so many more things that you can do for your business that will give you a bigger return on your time. So I think definitely looking into outsourcing those minute daily activities, mundane tasks, to someone else who is a professional in that field will get the job done quicker and to a higher professional standard as well. And that leaves time for you to focus on bigger picture, bigger strategy things for your business. Next mistake that I made was saying yes to every single client that I had. Now, let me tell you, as much as the client wants to work with you, and as much as they should align with you, you should also be thinking about whether you align with your client as well. There have been a few instances where I have seen that I haven't aligned with some of the values, some of the thoughts or words of my client, and we have not really seen eye to eye, and that is potentially not a good fit for the business. And I have had to go ahead and say that, this potentially does not look like it's going to be a good relationship for you or for me. And I'm very open about saying that, because I don't want to waste their time, nor do I want them to waste my time. So if I see that there is not a good fit, I am quick to say that this is not going to work, because at the end of the day, you want this to be a very seamless sort of transition. You don't want there to be any headaches, any arguments, any, negativity around the work that you're doing. So you need to make sure, as much as a client has to align with you, you need to align with them as well. And finally, the last mistake that I made with my business, and this is to do with the running of the business, and that is setting boundaries with your clients. Now, I run a full-time career consulting business, and a lot of the times I receive emails, I receive phone calls after hours and even hours on the weekend asking for my advice, asking whether I've responded to an email, but that is a no-go, because you need to set these boundaries from the early days. You need to set that expectation, because this is only going to impact you. You need to draw the line between your business and your personal life. And I think this is one mistake that I picked up very, very quickly, because I found that I was getting phone calls and getting emails that were starred as very important. So 9 times out of 10, those emails are not actually important, and they can be dealt with on a Monday morning or the next day. So I think setting those boundaries, setting those expectations is definitely an important thing to keep in mind. Okay guys, so those are all of the mistakes. I mean, these are not all of them. These are some of the main ones that I have faced in my time setting up a business, thinking about setting up a business, and the ongoing running of a business. So I would love to hear some of your mistakes. If you've got a business out there and you want to share your mistakes, I would definitely love to hear it in the comment section down below. It'll not only help me, but everyone around us in this community, so that we can all help each other grow, succeed, and have a very fruitful business, and just take our businesses to the next level. So I would love if you guys can share that. And of course, be sure to follow me on my Instagram as well, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks guys.